So I think we're there. So welcome all to this first key to creation, which is power. And it's the first part of the 5 keys to creation. And it's the next 5 weeks that we will go through these first 5 keys to creation. And if you read the course description, you will know that there is one more bonus key coming up. And I think it will be on the 3rd of March because 24th of February is my birthday. So I think we will do it on the 3rd of March, and that is related to freedom. And that is how taking full responsibility can set yourself free. And that is really, really a powerful key and really a golden key, the golden key to creation. So stick around for that one. But that will be, I guess, in 7 weeks or so. Oh, there's one more. I have to let in. Yeah. And just a little housekeeping before we start. So as long as I have the waiting room, I'm like, I have to let you in here. When you arrive, I will see if I can change it for next time. And this first part of the call will be me sharing my guidance on this topic, and it's semi-channel. So it's like I get the prompts for what I'm going to say, and then we expand it into a meditation and activation in the last half hour or so. And that is how it's going to be. And if you have any questions to this, the material I'm sharing, then just ask in the chat. I think that will be the most, how we can make it most streamlined for now. If there are a need for a Q&A session, we will add that somewhere along the 5 weeks. So, and for those who are joining from Denmark, we have the opportunity to make a Q&A session in Danish. If that feels better for you, just let me know that. So then we will add one of those. I know how it can be a bit difficult to ask questions and share if you're not used to these words in English, even though you're a good English speaker. So we can do that. We definitely can. Okay, so today's topic is about power and how owning your powers is an inside job. But first, we're going to talk a bit about creation in general. So what is creation in 5th dimension? So as you all know, we are multidimensional beings. So we exist in all dimensions, and our experience is related to where our focus are in these dimensions. So we can have a 3rd dimensional experience if our focus is in that dimension, and we can have a 5th dimensional experience from the same body. Yeah, so that is our experience, that it is from the same body. And what is happening now on Earth worldwide is our consciousness is rising. I guess you all know that. And you know that we have been hanging around in 3rd dimension for long. And a lot of us have been rising through the 4th dimension also for quite long for some of us. You can linger around there for quite some time. And what's the characteristics of 3rd dimension is separation. So we think we're separate from each other. We think we are one person who are having an experience unrelated to what is going on around us. And we see ourselves very much as a player in a big game that we have no control of and no relation to, in that sense, that we get to realize later on. So that is very much, I am me, separate from you. And if I want something, if I want to create something, I have to do something to get there. I have to drag the creation into my reality. And I would say if you're perfectly aligned in 3rd dimension, and that is there where you're having your experience right now, it's gonna feel normal, and it's gonna feel like this is how reality is. It's just like that, and things often come to you because you are still creating from the higher realms, but you're just receiving it into this 3rd dimensional experience and having this experience of lack, that things are not coming as easily. You have to do something to get it into your reality. And then later on we rise through 4th dimension, And we understand that we are in relation to what is going on around us, that we have some impact on it, that our vibration is attracting certain situation and will really attract what match our frequency. And then we start to heal ourselves, to work on ourselves, to become more whole, or that is our experience, that is what we need to do in order to create what we want. And what we want is often to create a state of being, actually. So what is really characteristic for the fourth dimension is we work a lot on what is going on inside us, but because at that time we have a lot of emotion rising to the surface. It's like a lot of releasing from our density, from our human body, and that is what we feel, and we come into the state of feeling ourselves more. And after rising our vibration for a while, we get access to these higher dimension and higher insights. And that is actually often where we get to hear our guides. We get to connect with these higher knowing, this higher wisdom that comes through us, and we are also really attracted to it because we really attracted into our experience. So we see ourselves connected to that, and we understand that we are one with all that is, but we might not really feel it in the sense that we're going to feel. And now a great part of humanity is in third dimension, some is in fourth, more and more people in fourth, and then some in fifth, and that is where we're working towards, like that we all enter the fifth. And I know some of you are already working very much with this creation, and what I hear from my guides is we are in the beginning of this being in the fifth dimension, and not a bad thing at all, but it's just the start of an exploration of a new way of being and a new way of creating. So what we get to realize when we enter the fifth dimension is that we are whole and complete, and we have been all along. And all this we are playing with traumas, victimhood, that are stories we have created for our own experience, for experiencing it. So what my guides say is that often what we do in this human experience at this part in humans' history is that we're here to bridge a gap, or bridge generations, not really a gap, bridge generations from when we started until we're finishing. So we are often take a great leap and expand quite a lot throughout a lifetime. So we start often in the very heavy denseness. A lot of us chose to really incarnate into the denseness because we want the experience of the expansion. We want to really get far and expand and bridge this. And what we often do when we're in third dimension, we really judge it. So that's really a third dimensional thing. We judge it, we think it's wrong, we think it's not good. We had a lot of failures, we had a lot of bad experiences, but when we realize that our soul is actually seeking this expansion, it wants to expand, and it wants to really investigate and explore these lower density in order to have this whole trajectory of getting into the creation, the creator path, which is really exciting for us. And when we start to allowing this perspective more and more, we become really powerful creators. Because from that point of view, from that perspective, we can really allow our whole creator being to enter our reality, to be our reality. So that is quite magnificent to have this shift from seeing, oh, I created a mess, to really understanding, but that was the mess I created to really understand who I am and what I'm capable of in this life. So there's no judgment of it. And there's really never any judgment from our soul and the higher perspective. So when we embody that, our soul, and really understand that this is what we can live, this is what we can choose to live, we really become peaceful and powerful and loving beings. And that is an amazing journey, and it's very possible right now to take this journey into fifth dimension.